Hey guys, thanks for joining me once again for an episode of Pickups. Had a pretty decent week, so I'm pretty stoked to show you what I got. Got some good stuff. Got one lot off of OfferUp that I come to find out that a bunch of my collector friends were trying to get, and I was lucky enough to pick it up. So I'll show you that in a little bit. Just kind of to start us off, kind of some of the little simple things. Nothing too terribly exciting, but stuff worth grabbing when I'm out hunting. To start us off, you know, a little wee nunchuck, blue, not too common, so glad to have that one. I don't see these too often, but I got a 250 gigabyte HDD last week. This one's just the basic 20 gigabyte HDD. Just kind of move through these pretty quick. Super Nintendo OEM controller. Third party GameCube adapter. And something you don't come across too often is the Atari 2600 paddle controllers. So I'm pretty stoked to pick those up. Couple little simple games that I grabbed. One for my son. Lego Movie for Xbox 360. Crash Bandicoot Wrath of the Cortex. I don't have this one, so I'm stoked to have it. Not a big PS1 person, but I saw this and I had to get it because I've played it in the arcades and everything, so Galaga. Was at Value Village today. Just happened to be walking up through a random aisle, and I saw this. I thought it was kind of cool, so it was $2. Picked it up. Not really sure exactly what it's from, but I'll do some research and figure it out. But a Street Fighter. It's a binder for cards, so kind of cool. Just completely random. Thought it was unique. So this week I've had luck with two different OfferUp lots, and both pretty good prices. Pretty stoked to have this one. This girl posted some Virtual Boy games. I'm hoping to get a Virtual Boy here soon, which I don't have, but couldn't say no to this because it was $25 for all three of these games. One's Super Nintendo, and it's so hard to say no to this lot, especially for that price. Virtual Boy Mario Tennis. Not an expensive game, pretty cheap, but this one is worth the 25 that I paid for everything. So, Mario Clash. I've never actually played the Virtual Boy, but I look forward to it. I know it was kind of ahead of its time, but wasn't also the best system. One game that I picked up from this girl, other than the Virtual Boy games, she had just posted a Super Nintendo a lot, and there's only one game in there that interested me. I already had the game, but this was an upgrade, so it's always nice to upgrade your Super Nintendo games. So I got Lufia. All three of those for $25. Can't beat that, not at all. Before I go to the big lot, the one that I just scored on, I forgot to mention, for $5, I got 1, 2, but 3, and this is the harder to find one, PS3 wireless controllers for $5. Pretty stoked. I do have a PS3. It is backwards compatible, but I didn't have any controllers, so now I can finally play my PS3. So, all right, on to the big one. Here we go. I was kind of nervous paying the money I did for this because it was a little bit more than I like to pay, but so worth it. And I posted it to my collectors group here in Seattle, the Seattle Retro Gamers, and come to find out there was like 8 other people that were trying to get this lot. I just got lucky enough and found a legitimate, respectable seller who, once he made a deal, was more than willing to sell to me. So I'm pretty stoked. It's nice to find respectable people out there who don't take higher bids and that kind of stuff. Once they make a deal, they make a deal. So I was pretty stoked. But this guy knew what he had. He was just trying to get rid of it, moving to another state. So awesome to see him and to get some of the stuff. So I am not a Sega Dreamcast person. Never had it as a kid. But I'm excited to have the Dreamcast. So it came with 2 controllers, all the cords, 2 VMUs. So it's nice to have a new system in the collection. Now there's a stack of games. This is where it gets exciting. Oh, the most exciting game of it all. Oh wait, it's not really a game. The Sega Dreamcast web browser. It's about a $3 disc. I don't even know if it still works anymore, but we're gonna move our way down the line. NBA 2K1, yeah. NFL 2K2. You know, all the fun stuff. You have to have these, right? And Ultimate Fighting Championships. I was actually pretty impressed with these games, all in super great condition. One of them has a really busted up case, but the discs are like mint. Plugged everything in, and it worked perfect. Another game I'm unfamiliar with, but looking forward to try it. Evolution. Now we're starting to get a little bit more exciting. Another really fun game. If you've never played it, give it a shot. Jet Grind Radio. They do make it for different systems, but it's a super fun game. They make this game for other systems as well. But Phantasy Star Online. I've had this game for different systems. I had the GameCube Phantasy Star Online Plus, which is a really hard to find one. Super rare. And I actually picked that one up for $3, but it was really scratched up, so I had to get it resurfaced. But just that disc alone was worth like $75 or something at the time. Another fun game, Crazy Taxi. Always have fun playing these. But again, multiple systems. Alright, so the game, starting to get into the really good stuff. This is a game that had a super busted up case. I will be looking to replace it, but not an easy game to come by. Shenmue. So it's the double disc. So as you can see, you know, everything's busted up. It's actually got, I think, 4 discs. Yep, 4 discs. So I need to replace the case, but the discs are still in super, super good shape. All right. So this is where it gets really exciting. So just that alone was probably worth what I paid for. But here's what made everything so much more exciting. Power Stone 2. I've never seen this game in the wild. Once I saw the lot and I saw this game, I knew I had to buy it. So, Power Stone 2, plugged it in, played it for a little bit. It's a fighting game. It is really cool. It is a lot of fun, but not really my type of games. I've never really been into the fighting games, so I will be trading this to a friend of mine who really wants it. So this is the gem of the gems. This made everything more than worth buying for, because it is one of the hardest to find Sega Dreamcast games. Project Justice. Once I posted the lot and everybody saw it, everybody was like, oh my god, that game is worth everything you paid for the system and all the games. So this is about $100 game. It is one of the more rare, hard to find, and rarely ever pops up kind of games. So it is another fighting style game. So, but I played it. It's really not my style. So this is going to a buddy of mine who has done a lot of trades with me in the past, and he will be giving me something good, which I will bring to a video for you guys. that is my pickups for the week. Pretty stoked. Got some cool stuff. Added some new things to the collection, some upgrades and that kind of stuff. Some great trade bait that I'll be using to get some cool stuff. But one thing you guys may not know about me is I own this plush, and I found it on the floor at a thrift store. I do live in basically the home of Nintendo, and this thing has created a lot of buzz. Um, I've posted it to different forums, and it's been reposted, talked about over and over and over, and still no straight answers. RGT85, John Riggs have both done videos on this. It's been posted on Reddit, had huge forums about it. Posted to Imgur, 85,000 hits in one day. And it's just baffled everybody. But I will show you a little sneak peek because we're still learning more. This is my Jumpman plush. So if you're familiar with the Donkey Kong 1983 plush by E-Tone, it looks almost identical. I mean, same material, same plastic face, but nobody has ever seen this or can come up with any information on it. So it's still got the hanging tag. If you can see, it says E-Tone. The date on the tag says 1978. So there's a lot of rumors going around that this could have been a prototype that E-Tone made and pitched to Nintendo, but since Donkey Kong was the main character in the game in 1981, they decided to pass on Jumpman as a plush. If that is the case, that makes this an insanely rare plush prototype. But we still don't know. So, if it is a prototype and it was turned down by Nintendo and it turned out to be one of the all-time biggest selling characters, which Jumpman later turned into Mario, that would be insane. It would make this thing a one-of-a-kind, so incredibly rare, and yes, valuable. But I am just stoked to have this and to know that it has created such a buzz and a story that I don't care. It's like, I love this thing just because people are excited to see it. Pat, the NES punk, when I ran into him at Portland Retro Gaming Expo, I showed him. I was trying to get a hold of Norm, the gaming historian, to show him to see if he could help me out. But if anybody has any information or anything like that, any ideas, I've even emailed the lawyer who is now in charge of E-Tone, the company that made the doll, but I never got a response from him. I was hoping that maybe he could give me some kind of answers or anything, but I've done so much stuff and tried to reach out to so many people to find out some information about this guy, but he is just baffling. So please like, share, subscribe. I would love to get some more information on this guy. Please share and help me figure out who he is. If this is the prototype for Jumpman, aka Mario, it would just be an amazing piece of video game history. Alright, well, thank you for watching. Say goodbye, Jumpman. Have a great day, guys.